Welcome back. It has certainly been a while. Kind of a lot to talk about today, so this is going to be a long-winded one. So first things first, that's on my mind that I just kind of have to say. I'm not super happy about the ratio of shaky handheld in the car iPhone vlogs to good quality content on my YouTube channel. Because as I'm looking at this and looking at the number of videos on my channel and looking at kind of the overview, I feel like the shaky iPhone vlogs, they're kind of fun, just like easy little fun things, and they're really easy for me to populate my channel with a lot of content, but very difficult to justify when I'm saying that I'm producing quality content, because the first, or the majority of videos that people will see is this kind of video, which is fine, but I want to also be known for the quality of content I can produce, not just the amount of content I can produce. So that's the first thing. Basically what that means is I'm probably going to try to cut these down to maybe one a week, and I'm probably going to try and produce 2 or 3 different kinds of videos a week. I don't know what that looks like yet. I'm going to make a video introducing, I'd like to have people submit production templates, not necessarily templates, but I'd like to have people submit their productions, and I will do a walkthrough of it. I'll do a listen through of it, and I'll go through it in Ableton, and I'll talk about mixing techniques, mastering techniques, low frequency management, all sorts of things, because I was talking to a producer friend of mine, and he was basically he produced 3 songs for an EP, and he said, I just need a second set of ears, do you mind giving him a listen? And I started to tell him some things like really great productions, and the mixing is good, and everything is good, but it could use a little bit of refinement and a little bit of extra touch. And so what I was telling him ended up being like really complicated concepts. And I said, can you just package up these files and send them over to me? And I'll do a screen cap, if you don't mind, and I'll put it up on my YouTube channel, and then I'll send you the updated files. So he will get basically a free mix and master. It's not like, that's not something I would ever charge for, but the consulting to do your own mix and master is something I would charge for in a lesson. But if I have the opportunity to turn that into a YouTube video, then it helps me and it helps my channel. So I'm going to start doing that, and I think I'm going to film just a short video pitch for that, so I can kind of use that for some marketing, or at least that's something that people can share around. I'm also going to, I think, film a video here in the next little bit about, I'm going to offer a service where in 3 lessons, so 6 total hours, we will create a song. I can do this remotely via remote lessons. We'll dial into your computer with Ableton. We'll create a song, either from scratch or from an idea you already have. We will arrange it, mix it, master it, bounce it, get it ready and uploaded and for sale in 6 hours. I feel like that is the best I can offer as far as a slimmed down lesson package, because what I was trying to offer was the smallest little bit I could, and I feel like the little tips and the little kind of contextual techniques and things, those are good, but I can't charge for those individually, because out of context or individually they don't mean much. Really, it's just when you run into this situation, here's how it would help you, but you may not run into that for the next 10 tracks you produce. So what I would like to do is, if I'm going to charge for something, make it the whole package. And so, like I said, in 6 hours, we will produce a track, meaning from inception, or if not inception, then we can start from an idea, through arrangement, through the mix, master, and bouncing, and then, yeah. In other news, I did get my graphics card. I got a GTX 580 to go in my workstation. Renders happen in like half the time now, which is kind of saying a lot, because having like an 8-core Xeon, or a dual quad-core Xeon workstation, it's good. So I want to do a vlog about that workstation eventually, but not until it's finished, because I'd like to do kind of a rig rundown and an overview of what that is once it's done, because I'd like to get like 48 gigs of ECC RAM in there and an SSD. Those are the last couple things I need, because I have the graphics card and that. Part of me wants to go super overboard and get a second 580, but I don't think that I know that power supply doesn't have enough connectors, and I don't think that power supply has enough power to power the dual 580s and SLI. So I probably won't do that at first, until I think about getting an external power supply and doing that elegantly, but I don't know. Long story short, it works a lot better than my jerry-rig old graphics card did, because now that computer doesn't run at 1,000,000 degrees and with the fans on like 100% 24/7. So much quieter. It's just so much better, and the renders are shorter. So that's that. But now that that's done, I've been sitting down and like kind of playing around with some different modeling and animation things just for fun, and like for different people. And I made one for the Reno Ableton users group. Made a little 3D render for them and practiced with the graphics card, and it was good. Kind of a bunch of fun, and I'd like to keep doing that, keep playing with that, but we'll get there. What else? So, yeah, playing with making things glow, like volume emission in the renders. So that's that. That's a computer project. I think the next thing that I'm working on now, my website, my subscription to Wix has expired. And I feel bad, because I have not done the research up until this point, and I need to do research to figure out what exactly is going to happen to that website, because what I'd like to do is go with a different hosting service and use WordPress. For a couple of reasons. One, I feel like that's going to be a much more affordable way to create websites, because creating new Wix websites is really expensive. So if I can get hosting, then I can just pay the $10 for a domain and call it a good day. And I don't really know what that looks like, but I'd really like to get kind of up and running on WordPress. That way I can figure out how to create websites on WordPress, because I haven't yet. And it doesn't look super hard or anything, but it would just be a nice thing to do. So instead of creating websites through Wix or Squarespace or one of those other really simple graphical user interface kind of things. And also, I'm not happy with the speed of Wix. Wix is really slow. When you load my website, you probably have about a day to do this, but if you go to MatthewRayMusic.com, things just take like a second too long to load. I don't know why that is. I think it's just because of the Wix servers. They just can't be fast enough because of the amount of content they're hosting. So, I don't know. I'd like to get that fixed and move over to a third-party hosting WordPress-style site. So that probably will be happening fairly soon. Yeah. I also need to figure out if I've registered that domain for multiple years. Or just one, because if it's just one, I should probably register that domain again, like soon, because that's cheap. Yeah, so what else? I mean, I think the big thing is I'd really like to just produce more content. I did sit down yesterday and I did kind of a produce through, and I made a sweet track, and I can't wait to kind of refine this and get it out. And I did a screen capture of the initial inception process, and I did a little warm-up. It was really cool. Halfway through, my GoPro died. My GoPro was capturing my voice. So there's I can't release it as a video because there's no voice on the second half of it, which is okay. but disappointing. So I think I'd like to do that more often, is do some produce-throughs. I thought it wasn't going to be possible because I think I found a better way. Basically what I'm saying is yesterday I found a better way to get into the mode of production and get into a good creative space. I spent the first 10 minutes just warming up on piano, and this is an exercise that Kenny Werner talks about doing, and just is a good improvisational practice where you release attachment. So, and I think Reggie Watts also talks about this, is it's like putting your internal editor to sleep. It's really like saying, okay, whatever happens in this creative space sonically, specifically because I'm focusing on sonic creativity, but whatever happens in this creative space sonically, I love it, period. And then, letting your editor kind of, not necessarily, basically turning your editor from a producer who's making active upfront decisions and really analyzing what's happening all the time, to really just being the recording engineer, so that you have your creativity taking the front seat as the artist and the producer and just jamming out ideas and just really getting this stuff out. And then you've got your editor who's really good at deciding what works and what doesn't, just kind of capturing the things that do work instead of over analyzing the things that don't work or whatever. So I don't know, it worked out really well, and I was able to get some good ideas down and make some really good stuff. So anyway, that's kind of it for this vlog. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a lot fewer of these every week and a lot more higher quality produced content, because that's better. So that's probably going to happen. Next week, or this coming week, Wednesday, is my workshop at the Audio Engineering Society at UNR. It's going to be super good. It's going to be super cool, super fun. I hope a lot of people come out to that. Yeah, and then kind of got a lot of other family stuff going on, so there might not be a lot of content coming out in the next week, but it'll be good. Well, thanks, guys. The close of Shaky iPhone video number 40 or whatever. Bye.